as if God has given every tool, and that tool is utilized for dedicated to God, then what will happen with such dedicated soul? God will actually, what happened? He will, as it were, enter. He will enter into the heart, meaning that he will be fully. What is this thing? So God enters, as it were, into the mind of one who always thinks of God with him with devotion. And what he does, God entering into the heart, is not here now. That means, a Vedantic way, it will be a contradictory thing to say how God will enter into it. God is already there, no question of entering. But for us, it is, we do not know it is here. The devotee can feel that as God's presence. That's the, as if he has entered. And what he does, being in our heart, next line he says, puts an end to all sorrows of that person. This life is full of sorrows and suffering. When he enters into this body, when he is palpably felt in our body, then the person feels there is no sorrow. There will be sorrow, suffering physically. That will not stop. Old age, disease, bereavement will happen. That will go on. But he will not feel these sorrows and suffering. He will rise above them. So that is the God's glory, who will be, to whom it will happen, condition. The devotee should think of him day and night. Devotee should always remember him, offer his prostration, offer his service. Day and night, whatever he does, I am doing for God. This type of sincere practitioner, as if God enters into their heart. It is Bhagavat. Sukadev, who advised this entire Bhagavat book to King Parikshit. So this is this statement. The whole Bhagavat is a talk of Sukadev. Vyasa's son is Suka. And Suka delivered this gospel of Krishna, the whole big volume. That is a part of selected part. The 12th volume reference is 12:12:47. 12th book, canto. And in that 12th chapter and 14th verse is this, 47th verse is this one. And puts an end to all sorrows of that person. Just giving an example, has happened when the sun appears, what happens? The dark night, all the darkness. And in darkness, we have fear. People have much fear when in darkness. Daytime, in dream time, they get in dream, because of the darkness there, feeling alone, there is so much fear. But in the broad daylight, people have less fear of that type. So here it says, just as the sun shatters the darkness and a strong wind can blow away the clouds. No? So similarly, God does that. Being entering into it, he just removes all darkness and ignorance and the misconception, clouds of misconception. The whole world is full of misconception, confusion. Only the rishis, the sages, the seers of truth, they have the correct vision. Everyone, we are all deluded. Intensity is different. Someone is more, someone is less, someone is almost reaching the perfection. But it's all the play of the mind. So long in the play of the mind, duality, these things no one can stop. So to taking refuge in God or thinking of God by God's grace, this is removed. the darkness is, sun removes the darkness, the knowledge, God's knowledge will remove the darkness, and the wind, blast of wind blows away the cloud, storm blows away the cloud. Similarly, God's appearance in the heart will happen. All the clouds of confusion, samsaya. In the Upanishad it says, Vidyante Chiddante Hridaya Granthi. And the Granthi, the knots of the heart. Knots of what? Knots with the impermanent of the mind. No? Mind has not made a friendship with Atman, but mind has made friendship with the world. So there is a knot. When you get knot, you see how difficult it is to separate it. No? Your cell phone earplug, when you hear, nowadays they are prepared. Once you open, and it gets all tangled around. So similarly, Satyanrite Mithunikrite, truth and untruth, they have been entangled like that. So, Chiddante, Vidyante Hridaya Granthi. This Granthi, it cannot be separated. So, cut it. Bhed, penetrate. It can penetrate this knot, this knowledge of God vision. That only can remove this deep bondage with the sense objects and the sensual universe from our own real entity, that is severed. And Vidyante Hridaya Granthi, Chiddante Sarva Samsaya. Doubts remain. Is there God? Even at the end, doubt remains. Even we are talking so much, sometimes doubt arrives. I am doing so much. I am talking so much. Did happen anything? This doubt will appear. Must have to come, so long your mind is there. But when mind gets illumined, once for all that doubt will go. Only with the realization of the divine this doubt can go, and this bond, tie with the unreal universe, thinking to be permanent, that goes away.
Swamiji, when I read some of these Vedanta books, I come across the fact that ultimately realization must come as a grace of God. And no matter what you do, the ultimate realization comes as a grace of God.
True. That is true. But we do all these things to draw, like this baby, to draw the attention of mother. Sometimes cries, sometimes makes some effort. Actually, mom will take care of everything. So spiritual life is to become a baby, totally dependent on mother. And actually it happens. Without his grace, how much Vedanta you study, how much meditation you do, how much analysis you do, this is to get out of this bond is very difficult. But we do this. Why? We do our effort.
It's very difficult because we're not connected, right? But you say, how beautiful what you talked yesterday about Latu Maharaj Swami.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Everybody could feel how, uplifted. Even when I had this book about Latu Maharaj when I was in college. I used to take him and think about him and think about how good of a person, and helps me so much.
Yes, it was very uplifting last night when you read about Latu Maharaj. Very uplifting.
We recently listened to an interview that was filmed many years ago with Carl Jung. And the interviewer said to him, when you were a boy, you said that you believed in God. And then the interviewer said, do you still believe in God? And Carl Jung smiled, and there was a long pause, and he said, no, I know. Now I know. And I felt very uncomfortable hearing that, because my understanding was that there should be silence from a knower of God. And yet someone else who was present thought I was being contradictory and awkward by saying that. And what you just said about even towards the end, some doubts still arise. I felt quite uncomfortable about what Carl Jung said. He was so overly confident.
Maybe if he has the realization by this time, he may say, I know now. Ramakrishna said in a point, I see God. And he has the faith in the beginning, showing that in the demonstration of his life. So he knew that there is mother, but he was not feeling. That's why he showed us cry, day and night, do, pray, meditate, this, that, and cry. And when that was the period, he's searching for mother. Where is mother? Is there really mother? Or it is a stone image, or it is a what? Huh? And then when Naren went after Swami Vivekananda, Naren met Sri Ramakrishna. That time Ramakrishna is established, practicing all disciplines. He said, yes, I see God more closely than I see you. So that there is no more any conflict. If he is a knower of truth and if he says so, then we'll have to think that yes, maybe he has achieved that state. But in the life of, we know that life of Girish Ghosh, who has so much, Thakur used to say, is more than 125% faith and trust in God. No, he knows God is there. No, after Ramakrishna passed away, how much he had the vision. Ramakrishna gave him so much, and he was transformed totally. With the vision and experience and all this. But he, at the end of Ramakrishna's passing away, after some time, he felt such dryness, and he is feeling, is there any God ultimately? That last, before you get out of this darkness, last attack of, that's why you call the temptation. In Christian language, it is last temptation. So he felt not any feeling of God. And all the Ramakrishna's disciples were telling him, no, you have so much experience. Ramakrishna is to love you so much. He praised you so much. And what are you saying? You have much more faith than we have. But you are saying, I don't feel anything now. It's a blank. Mind is blank as it were. And every Ramakrishna disciple wanted to console. And then somebody said to Raja Maharaj, this is the condition of Girish and he's suffering so much. So why not? Please go and you console him. You are the Ramakrishna's spiritual son. And he went and he patted his back and he says, oh, everything will be okay. Why are you thinking, Girish? GC, you are so great and this and that. Boom. With the patting of Brahmananda. And it is not the glory of patting of Brahmananda, it is the glory of the Lord who worked through him. But others were talking so much about his dryness, as if sometimes we feel, no, what is happening? Nothing, I don't feel anything. Like voidness, like dull, like an ordinary life, neither here, neither there, what? This will continue. But there's a last stroke. And then he became perfectly established in his back position, old position. So long we are in the level of the mind, this tricky thing sometimes goes on. But for the realized soul, it stays for a maybe little hidden, but they see stream of light behind. For us, it is total darkness. So if one has the experience, yeah, he is free to say that I have seen. But if it is not, maybe we do not know what is his mental condition. Now 20th verse we read also. Therefore, all who want freedom from fear should do what? Always hear of God, sing about God, and remember Srihari. Who is Srihari? God, who is the soul and the Lord of all. So this is the duty of us. Then what do I have to do now? Our responsibility is what? Therefore, Tasmat Sarvatma Bhagavan, who is the Bhagavan the Lord, who is Sarvatma, who is the soul of every being. Because he is there, that's why the world is there. Every being is alive because of the animation of that reality. So Sarvatma Bhagavan, who is Hari, he is called in the name of Hari. Hari is the same. Krishna is another name. Lord Narayana is another name. The 1008 names are there of Krishna. So Hari is another. And who is Hari? Ishvara, the Lord. So what is to be done? Shrutabba. You want to listen to anything? Listen to holy talks, which relates about the Lord. Shrutabba, kirtitabba, and your mouth speak about God only. Kirtitabhyascha. And smartabba, your memory. We think we live in so many memories. Mental imagination. The whole world is mental imagination. We live in more mental imagination. Even what is now, I'm here, I'm thinking something else. That's why we live in mental imagination. So this mental imagination, forget that. You have to remember God. Memory, saturate your memory with God. So it is a direct advice how to be a devotee, how to be a lover of God. So three responsibilities he has given. Shrutabba, listen his glories. Kirtitabbascha, when you speak, talk about God or about the glory of God. And smartabba, you want to keep from your memory, fill your memory with all divine thoughts. Swami Premeshananda, in his last part of life, he used to live, is physically very weak and do not do anything, even lying down all the time, but he was very cheerful. So Swami Shuhitanand, who is now one of our vice president now, that Maharaj was attending to the Swami, and he said, Maharaj, what you do? Lying down whole day, what you do? You don't talk much, you don't relish any other discussion, and as if you are just drowsing. He said, I live in the memory, in the world of memory. What memory? Memory of Dakshineshwar. I live in the memory and live with Ramakrishna there. Your body is here, but you can live in Dakshineshwar in the room of Ramakrishna. You can come out, you can see the Nahavat where Holy Mother lived. You can walk down to the forest, pine grove. You can go to the place where Ramakrishna used to worship Tantric sadhana, where is Vedanta sadhana. Every dust of that Dakshineshwar is filled with Sri Ramakrishna's touch. No? Think in that way. You can go to Jairambati and live with Divine Mother. Holy Mother's book, so many reminiscences has come. Why not make the head filled with that type of thought? What the use of thinking of mundane, worthless things which creates anxiety, which takes away our all joy and peace. So if you want to, these are the ways. If you don't want, you go the other way and you get its result. You want to bite chili, then you get burned. If you shoot, go. Eat chili. Chili after chili after chili. You want to have something sweet, you like to have it. So it is your choice. So that is the scripture is suggesting. Saturate your memories. The premise Maharaj said, I live in the memory of Dakshineshwar, of Belur Math, of Kamarpukur, of Jairambati. I go and I whole day, either here, either there, either. He has no other place to go. But we have many places to go. We can go to our friend, we can go who I have fought with one time, to go think of all the rubbish things of the world and spend whole night like that. But who has the sensitivity, he will do all these things. So because God enters and removes all darkness, who does this type of thing, it is our duty. She said.
But if you forget about, like, if you don't think about that bad memory of the past, then it may happen in the future again. Then at that time, how will you be able to avoid that?
How will you avoid? It is no question of avoid. If you saturate your thought with.
If you are not meeting people, if you're like the Premesh Maharaj condition, I'm not arguing on that one. But in the
secular world, if you do that, God will make arrangement. You are not to be confronted with problem. Because you are not doing that, so you are confronted with problem. There is a divine power, divine force working.
Or we are doing, but we're doing little. No?
We are doing nothing. How much we do? We spend our time most on gossip and other nonsense things. Who told me what, who was standing there, who was looking at whom, who was doing this, all these rubbish thing, day and night thing. And we are saturating that, feeling it, memory is charged with that. There is no way to get out of that. There are rather same energy. We are putting in a negative direction, put it in a positive direction. Then positive force will come. It will counteract automatically the negative forces. Then
But it's not so easy because otherwise everybody will be realized.
Question of easy is not the question. You want it, do it. If you don't do, don't do. It's our choice. You want freedom, you want liberation, you want peace and joy. This is the path. If you don't do, do. A billion people doing. That's okay. No problem. And this question is, how do you put this question? Suppose you saturate your mind with noble thoughts. How then spiritual practice? What does it mean then? Unless you every time repeat the mantra, think of God and fill your heart with that, the old impression will go to such a level that it will have no impact because your surface is filled with all positive thought. And with that purity, if you just clear mind, the knowledge comes, all your prarabdha and all the stored bad things will automatically, permanently go. That's why at the point of experience, it is called Jivan Mukti. All your past karmas are gone. All your past memories will be wiped out. As our scripture gives the example, suppose a hunter was hunting animals or birds or things like that. And he did it whole life. So there are so many arrows in the quiver. And he took one and targeted one flying bird or something like that. Now it is going on. You cannot stop this. And it is going to hit, it will hit. But if you think, why I am killing like that? What is this I am doing? If you come to your own senses, then what is it? Then knowledge comes. Come to your senses means to your knowledge. And when we get to that knowledge, then what we do? The hunter will say, I'm not going to hunt anymore. So throw away the quiver. What will happen? All these quivers are there. It could have killed so many animals. All our past bad karmas, bad thoughts were there in the quiver. As soon as you say, enough, I am not doing this, it is not helping me, it is not taking me to God, I will think of God, I will divinize myself. Then what happens when we think like that and the arrow moves in that direction? Arrow is going, in this life it is going on. But your total transformation, internal transformation happening. Internal transformation, I will hit this, I will kill this, I will kill that, I will do that. That was the tendency. With the study of the scripture, prayer, meditation, and all this purifying our mind, Vedanta study, meditation, all this selfless karma, what happens? This tie, this negativity, you from the heart, you have rejected. You are practicing new direction. Premesh Maharaj, it is not, will not come. Premesh Maharaj is doing, he cannot do if he has not purified his mind long before. It's a continuous going on. That's why he can hold on to that holy memory of Dakshineshwar. Series of incidents coming one after another and visualizing, he is visualizing. There is Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna standing. He is going in the baby boy Ramakrishna, going to the school, village school, learning the alphabet and this and that. He mentally imagines that. It's imagination. But we cannot do that for long. Within few seconds, our mind will go to different place. But that's how much practice is behind. That's why it is become natural. And what practice when we do? Our old tendencies which were raising their hood, they get pressurized, and the new thought wave comes. We think positive, we think negative. Positive is a force, negative is a force. So this spiritual practice, it makes us to move positively, and negative force will automatically, when you put your gear, front gear, what happens to the back gear? Back gear is there, but it is not functioning. You have made it because you have put your force on positive gear, front gear. The negative gear is not working then. Is gone anywhere? No. The engine has the back gear. So what am I to do? Am I to cry back gear, and go on back gear, and I want to move in this direction? So that, and when you are really thinking back gear, front gear is not working. Front gear is gone? No. Your power, potential power is there. You are not exercising that. That's why the car is going back gear and taking the life into darkness and frustration and weeping and crying and devastating situation. No? And then when you start giving it front gear, it will remain. It has the potentiality to take us back, but it will be ineffective because we are putting the gear on the front direction.
Which is mother is telling that when the cow was supposed to go, you will feel the needle.
Yeah.
But what you said like that, the hunter example, that hunter is going to the knowledge and comes that I will kill, I will do bad, that rise of that knowledge, that tendency goes away. So, but it's not I will do that. Somebody is going to do bad to you.
No one can do bad to you unless you accept it. No one. You eat what you want to eat. If you think I give you, you don't take those things. Why? Anyone gives, you don't take it. What you want to take, you take. This is your acceptability. Don't blame. One can give me a poison in a cup. I don't drink poison. How much nice cup it may be, how much sweet language may be. It is you. It is you who are accepting. Don't blame the world. You are absorbing them. It is your fault. Don't take it. Let it be there. The cup may be there. I will not take. People take. I see that. Some people take food, and after eating, they think that it is not good for them. They keep the whole thing in the plate. They don't. And I feel bad. Why to take so much food and throw away? Rather you take little and then. So in life, if there is a big chunk of something in your plate, does not mean that you have to eat. You don't take that. You have the freedom, but you want to release that.
Like the situation that you have to accept.
ওসব বাজে কথা, ওগুলো তোমার ইচ্ছা. It is your will. We all do by our own wish. No one can force you. It is your wish. If you don't wish, you will not do it. You will not accept that. Let it be there. Why it would affect you? It is your weakness, your choice. You like it. That's why it comes to you. You know what you want? That comes in your life. You think of one thing 10 times, that thing is coming to you. Because you are drawing that. Your psychological attraction is that. Even in mood of, when you say you are irritated, but you are thinking of that. But you are attracting that type of thing. That's why every thought is positive. If you don't make it positive, no one can help. And it is, don't blame the world. World is perfect. We, or because of our past samaskaras, we draw this negativity. Okay, 21 verse. Sanskrit is no good reading today. Huh? You can read Sanskrit? No. So it is no need. The bliss that can be had by contemplating on thee and hearing the recital of thy glories by the devotees cannot be had even by dwelling in the impersonal infinite being, Brahman, who is the self of all. Not to speak then of the joys of heavenly life, which are ever threatened by the sword of time. What does it mean? The bliss that can be had. Suppose the joy which you can get inside. How? By contemplating on thee, O Lord, thinking on God, as he was talking so much. Think, saturate the mind with God. With thee, contemplating on Ramakrishna. But here thee means if you put Ramakrishna here, that's the simple thing. Contemplating on Ramakrishna and hearing the recital of Ramakrishna's glories. Put thee on Ramakrishna. See what happens. What happened? The glories of what? Ramakrishna's glory. What is Ramakrishna's glory? Ramakrishna's glory is renunciation, rejection of negativity, seeing God everywhere. Take those ideas, Ramakrishna's glories. Ramakrishna is manifesting everywhere, in everything, object, material. We see good, bad. It is your seeing good, bad. There is no good, no bad. It is all God. You see because your mind is bad. You see bad. You see good because your mind is good. You are very happy to blame this on somebody because she is bad. So I cannot tolerate, even she is in 10,000 miles away. I cannot think of that. She is there, but that she is there. She is bad. She should be wiped out from the world. People think like that foolishly, no? You are thinking and you are creating that. And you are drawing that person in your life or that negativity in your life. And blaming, oh, she is bad, he is bad, he is good, he is there. You good, even good. You are creating good in your mind. It may be thousands of miles away. You can think of one holy sadhu who has influenced your life thousands of miles away. You bring him into your closeness. You feel his presence. Distance and these things are all secondary. What you want, you do that. You want negativity, that's why negativity you are thinking, and negativity you are absorbing, and negativity will be adding more and more and more in life. So here it is said, the bliss that can be had, the joy that can be had by contemplating on you, Ramakrishna, and hearing the recital of your glories by the devotees cannot be had. It is not equal. He is saying it is not equal by dwelling in the impersonal infinite. That means here is a Vedanta and devotion little bit. There's nothing contradictory. Vedanta says you become one with Brahman. There is no question of testing the sugar. You have become sugar. But if you want to taste the sugar, then you have to keep your Lord, I am devotee. Day and night think of that devotion, devotion. So that's why it says it is not even the glories by the devotee cannot be had by anyone who is dwelling in the impersonal being. That means he is absorbed in impersonal being. That is the Karan. Mahakarana. Ramakrishna said is Mahakarana. Great, great cause. Gross body, subtle body, causal body. In the causal body is this bliss, extracting the bliss, enjoying the bliss. Mind has so much purified. In that pure mind, you can stand over there. But if the mind, that mind also dissolves, then who will enjoy whom? So that's why it is said, it is if you want to enjoy as an enjoyment issue, this is the highest point. If you can keep your mind in the memories of the divine, thinking of Ramakrishna day and night, thinking of his glories day and night, thinking of the Ramakrishna, how much opportunity we get in this age. All the galaxies of monks and sadhus were before us the other day. Huh? And we cannot take advantage of this. And we dwell in something which is negative and negative and negative, putting the car in the back gear and blaming the car is moving backward. Ha ha ha, because of that car, I am moving backward. Because of this car, I am going this way. Oh, because of that person, this is happening to me. But which you are doing, you are damaging yourself. The Brahman, who is the self of all. This Brahman, who is the self of all, that means that Brahman permeates everywhere. That Brahman permeates everywhere. Not to speak of them, then on the joy of heavenly life. Suppose, what is to compare that you go to heaven and enjoy something? This love for God, standing in the realm of absolute pure mind, enjoying the bliss of God, is much higher according to Bhakta than that of your absorption in Brahman. You get absorbed in Brahman, then you don't know. You cannot say it is good, it is bad, it is happy, it is tadakara karito, that you become one, confused, infused into that consciousness. A drop of water, till it merged, if it is a sensation, it can say, oh my God, what a joy, ocean of joy. Suppose you are a drop of water. Imagine coming from the sky and you are seeing from above. You see the vast ocean, ocean of joy, Satchidananda ocean, and you are moving closer and closer and closer and closer. The world is automatically back, back, back. You want to hold up to the world, that drop will stand over there in the sky as a cloud. You can roam in the world as a cloud. But if you want to be a drop and then come back, sadhana, and then you see, it's almost you're touching that infinite joy, infinite joy, infinite joy. At this point, Bhava Mukha, Ramakrishna said, when you stand there, what will happen? This joy is so tremendous. It is more than getting the drop being merged into the ocean. Ocean is gone. Ocean is gone, drop is gone. You cannot say it is ocean. Who will say? To say that, you need to be separated. So when individual soul merges there, then they experience the joy that bhakta will say. Thakur said, I want to enjoy the sugar, not to be sugar. No? I don't want to be sugar. Because then oneness means no enjoyer enjoying. That's why bhakta will say, I want to enjoy. That enjoyment of God, all pervaded God, when you think of Ramakrishna and move and move and move, that's why I do Premeshananda Maharaj's beautiful song, Arupa Shayare, in the infinite ocean. Arupa Shayare, Leela Lahari, there arose the waves. When it is wave, it is separation as it were. And it is that Ramakrishna is beyond mind and ken of mind. But when you experience, that means you are still, your mind is still living there. That is the highest joy. It is much higher than heavenly joy, that he is saying. Heavenly joy is nothing. Earthly joy is forgetful about that. This all earthly things become meaningless. What about you think about heavenly joy? There is nothing in comparison to that. That's why he says here, the dwelling in the impersonal infinite Brahman, who is the self of all, not to speak of the joys of heavenly life, which are ever threatened by the sword of time. Heavenly joy also, it is limited. No, you do good karma, you go to heaven. And click, 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 keep going on. When your duration will be over, then you go back again to some other place. You have come up to heaven. You are further in the world. Now you come to heaven and you get stuck there. But that click, 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 goes away, finish. Then evacuation, order of eviction order. Get out from here. You don't go, Jama's emissaries will come and force you get out. And then, but living in this life, you can transcend heaven. You can transcend even that state of any duality and experience that joy if you don't want to merge. So Bhakta don't want to merge. It's the Bhakta's book we are reading. So they say that joy is the highest joy.
Then when Sri Ramakrishna speaks of the Vijnani,
Vijnani is that thought, but still he is not absorbed in that. He is experiencing joy, but little difference is there. That's why he can talk about God. That's why he does not feel the sufferings of this mundane life. Vijnana is the after experience when you come back to the body consciousness. And on Premesananda Maharaj and others were living in that type of state, I think. But what they are indicating, that you live in this way, you think in this way, then at the point of death, you'll have nothing but God. If you don't do, other thoughts will come. And any thought coming, it is dragging you back into the life again. You have to be born again, coming again, suffering, and again, thing will go on. No one can stop that. It is a selection, it is a choice. What you want is your choice. So according to Bhagavatam, this Bhajanananda bliss of divine service, what Ramakrishna said, 3 types of joy. What is the joy? Vishwayananda, then Bhajanananda and Brahmananda. The Vishwayananda means there is Ananda in the world also. Everywhere is Ananda. But when you take through the Vishaya of the senses, sense objects, so it has its joy, but for a moment it is there. Food touches your tongue. Today's cooking is so good, delicious, but bas. Comes down the throat, then today's food is gone. So joy is so momentary. This is Vishayananda. Bhajanananda is longer. If you can sing and dance in the name of God, and you can remember afterwards that story, even that your mind will be uplifted. You will find joy, spiritual joy. That's the bhajanan. Or you do japa, you do seriously, you are doing japa and really feeling the thrill of God, feeling the sensation in your body. Tears are coming sometimes. Then you do remember afterwards, then that will bring you joy even. So it is longer. Joy is prolonged joy. And our highest is the Brahmananda. When you get merged into that, that is highest. But just imagine that you are becoming ocean. Before that ocean, you are there, ocean is there, almost touching at the same time, not merging. That Ramakrishna is to live in that state all the time. That's Bhava Mukha. That's why he was ever always established in that joy. And from that point, when he talks something, that becomes so powerful, that becomes the gospel. When we talk so many things, it goes mundane. How many talks are you talking? These are all mundane talks. But because of that Ramakrishna, whatever he said, became a gospel. Whenever he touched somebody, that was an illumination. So here is the inspiration how to build up that life. Keep the memory of God, God and God and God. Don't get confused anytime. Whoever says, don't listen to that. These are the essential teaching of eternal teaching. That it is only engage your mind in God, think about God, talk about God, saturate your heart about. Your memories should be charged with God. Let there be no poison entering in any direction. Don't allow that. And if you allow, okay, it is yours. Do that and feel the consequence.
That's a practice, not to allow this.
How to see I will not allow that? Better you fill your heart in, keep the mind in positive thought. And if negative comes, reject that. I don't accept it. Have the courage in the mind, say, get out. I don't want this.
But I think that intensity of the fear and trauma is much stronger.
Fear, why fear?
Good, that the
Nah.
peaceful and the good memory. Because what you said, that to live in the good memory and to live in the bad memory. Like that. So, like that, if you think about the past, then
why you will think of the past? Say, I don't want, get out.
No.
No. You have to force yourself.
I understand, but what you are saying, like that, when he's thinking, Pemeshwaran is thinking about the past, he's thinking about the past of the Dakshineshwar, Kamakura, that past he's living only.
Memory means past. Memory means always past.
Yeah.
So what is the difference?
So that's why it's a good memory versus bad memory.
No, he does not take the bad anything. Ramakrishna, the Lord of the universe, walking in the Dakshineshwar, doing sadhana here, sitting over there, giving the sermon, singing, dancing, putting to ecstasy. He lives in that type of joyful way. There is nothing negative there. What negative will be with Ramakrishna?
I understand. Like let's say when Ravana
come to the point.
I'm coming to the point.
This only tell me about Dakshineshwar. But I don't want to go to Ravana.
What I'm saying, that for every avatar, when you have the Krishna, Rama, Ramakrishna, for everybody, you have that positive things, right? Now, if as Ravan or Kamsa, when that intensity of negativity, fear is stronger, that's why they get liberated in 3 lifetimes. But when that Bhakta is thinking about good and blissful and positive things, then it takes 7 lifetimes.
Baba.
The same way.
Cool. It's a very selfish idea, very complicated. You don't make simple thing. I will not think good. I'll think you are my enemy, and then I will get liberation quickly. Oh, what a nonsense idea. The whole, it is don't bring all those things. You are deluding yourself with this misconception. Thus, Ravana was not an ordinary guy. Don't compare with Ravana. Ravana in his previous life, Jaya Vijaya. So they were the attendant of Lord. That's a different area. But here, don't compare. You are not Ravana, you are not that fast. You have not that power that, okay, you have to come and kill me and I will be worshipping you in the form of enemy. That's a different perspective. That's a deal with the God. That's why God has to come down. So you are not that. We are not that. Follow what for masses the scripture is telling. For the whole world, what it is the message for us. It is special people have special ways. Say kama, krodhat, bhayat, sukhat. So Job would go for your going for kama. That's also way. See, so don't that is not for general power. Ramakrishna didn't say it is. It may be for somebody. Let them do. But it is not for the spiritual seeker in the tradition of Ramakrishna.
Because it's a difficult path, right? You will get it that way, but it's not.
It is much risk is there.
Yeah.
Much risk is there, and because what Ravana? You are talking about Ravana, and don't cite those examples. Ravana was asked, "Are you are trying to get Sita? So why not you take the form of Rama and approach Sita? Then Sita will understand it is Rama." she will simply accept you. Finish. Why to put under the evil forces under the tree? Mother Sita is staying under the tree, and this Chedi means this Ravana employed some of the what do you call Raksasis, lady demons, to change the mind of Sita. Hey, Sita, you are getting so much torture. Why not accept him as your husband? Then he will give you this. What are you doing this? Day and night they are enticing and them. And that also in Ravana was asked, Ravana, you are a fool. You have the capacity to take any form you can take. God form, this form, that form. You can take it. Why not you take Rama's form? Then he said, what the thought of Sita or any woman? When I think of Rama, I dissolve in godness. I cannot take that. So you are comparing with Ravana? Forget that. You don't know the history, don't see the other thing. That's why it is called scriptures to be understood through a person who knows all these things. Always negative explanation will be taken into care. Anyhow, yeah. So according to the Bhagavat, Bhajanananda, the bliss of divine service, is superior to Brahmananda. Bhajanananda, Brahma. What? According to devotees, from the viewpoint of the devotees, you take the viewpoint of Vedanta, that's a different thing. But taking the viewpoint of the devotees, it is said they like more to be living in the joy of praying, praising, singing, dancing like that. They don't want to be merged into their consciousness. It's superior Brahmananda bliss of union with impersonal. So bhakti, which alone can produce bhajanananda, that is considered superior to mukti. Mukti means total liberation. Here bhakti is not a means to mukti, salvation, but the end itself. To the devotees, they don't want mukti. Ramakrishna said that Ramakrishna used to sing this song. I don't feel any trouble if anyone asks liberation from me. But I don't give easily bhakti. আমি মুক্তি দিতে কাতর নই. I am not shy to give or bestow liberation if anyone wants with earnestness. But if one says, give me love, make me a bhakta, that is much difficult.
Because then God is going to be the slave, right?
God will have to follow the bhakta. He becomes bound in love. So that is the thing. According to that, the Bhakti school. And Bhagavat is mainly focused on Bhakti idea.
Swamiji, I'm either going to sleep or I'm going into samadhi. Which is it?
Yeah. This book says, the bliss which men enjoy from the meditation of your lotus feet or from hearing the praise of your glories, that bliss may not be attained by the realization of Brahman. Much less can that bliss be enjoyed by those who are flung down from the celestial cars, which are cut down in their aerial passage by the sword of the destroyer. This book totally they are giving the translation, the same translation I am reading from this book. This book translates totally different. The idea is the same, almost the idea. What he says, the bliss which men enjoy from the meditation of the lotus feet of God, from the hearing of praise of the glories of the Lord, that bliss may not be attained by a realization of Brahman. That we said. Because when you realize Brahman, then you become one. But Bhakta wants to enjoy the bliss, So they keep a separation. The enjoyment means separation. So that much joy, experiencing that joy, is not possible when you merge into Brahman. Because there is you is the gun. That part is same. Next part. Much less than that bliss be enjoyed by those who are flung down from the celestial cars. That means you have attained to celestial sphere by your good karma, and you stayed there, and with the clicking of the time, and when that descent, that enjoyment is gone, then where will you go? Your chariot, heavenly chariot, is cut, and you fall down in the ground, in the earth. That means you are born again in the life. So the question of heavenly joy is also temporary in comparison to the joy when you get this level of experience. By those who flung down from the celestial cars, which are cut down in their aerial passage by the sword of destroyer. Okay, so what shall we do now?
So what was this paragraph? 22?
Only one. 22?
41?
21 we did. 22 is there. When it is said that ki koi, one of the Navajogis on the ideal of devotion, engrossed to Bhajana Ananda. What does it say? 22, page 150, top. There are the highly sanctified accounts of the Lord's incarnations and of his cosmic activities. There are also his names and hymns on him, revealing his nature and excellences. Singing and hearing about these, one should wander about without any attachment and fear of criticism or ridicule. So it is a straight cut path. See the 22nd verse, what it says. Straight cut. How the life should be led by a bhakta. You are a devotee, how will you lead the life? It says, there are the highly sanctified accounts of the Lord's incarnation. When Rama came, his glories, you can find in the Ramayana. And the Krishna's glory in the Bhagavata. Recently, Ramakrishna's glories, God came as incarnation. Ramakrishna's glories, divine play. You read that? Or any reminiscences of Sri Ramakrishna's. These are available. So, you sanctify. Sanctify on the accounts of the Lord's incarnation. Think of Ramakrishna. Swami Shivananda Maharaj used to say, just take the name of Ramakrishna. That it has so much power, it will purify you. So they are saying with so much conviction. Read Swami Shivananda's those passages. Devolok is in the divine plane. There is a book written by one of the attendant of Swami Shivananda Maharaj. It will really.
I've been just reading Shivananda's letters. They're wonderful.
Wonderful.
And he starts every letter, I surrender to Ramakrishna.
And he used to say, I do not know mantra. Somebody came to ask for mantra. Mantra means we know as our gurus give the mantra. Om would be there, Bija mantra will be there, this, that. Mahapurush Maharaj said, I do not know Baba anything. I only know Ramakrishna. Then Swami, tell me that what you say. That will be my initiation. I was okay, Baba. Repeat the name of Ramakrishna. That's it. Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna. That's it. So all these advices are useless. What Brahmananda saying, what Shivananda saying, all these are useless. These are not true. So it is said, only repeat that. That's why here the same thing. You, the incarnation, sanctify your heart with the sanctifying story of Ramakrishna. A moment you think of Ramakrishna, it is so pure, so full of bliss and joy. It's called the concentrated form of the experience of the Upanishads. Just consciously, unconsciously even calling upon that, sanctify your heart. That's why the scripture is saying, take the name of God. Holy Mother said what? Repeat the name of the Lord day and night. That itself will. Don't allow your mind to dwell in something else but God. But these are all meaningless talks. We'll have to take the enemy attitude. We'll have to take this the anger attitude, or this traumatic attitude. What nonsense is this? This is the direct path being declared again and again and again. I do not find where is the contradiction. He says, and of his cosmic activities. Think, Ramakrishna, what he did. What is the cosmic activity? One ordinary person cannot help anyone. Ramakrishna came and lived in Dakshineshwar, unlettered person. And what cosmic activity he is doing? In Europe, in America, in Islamic country, you go to Iranians, he's entering into the heart of all and giving him a boosting and boosting and boosting. Think of the glory of Sri Ramakrishna, what he is doing. He is dead. He didn't say anything, I will do that, I will do that, I will start this organization. He didn't say anything. He lived the life only. And see what impact is created. And now we know in this United States, and why United States, everywhere, parallel thought is coming up, harmonizing the religion. Maybe too superficial. But think that. Go to 50, 60 years before. Could one Hindu sit with the same table with the Christian? A Muslim sat at the same table with another, even traditionally, Jewish tradition, they are fighting with each other. Now they are sitting together. They are coming to some agreement. Certain point, they are saying, yes, there is. Even they don't have succeeded that far. But world parliament is going on. This local go to LA and everywhere. There is a interfaith community, interfaith dialogue, interfaith this. Whose impact? See the glory of Sri Ramakrishna, who not doing anything is doing everything. Who has brought this idea of peace and harmony? Is yoga. Through yoga, what is coming now? In all over the world, look at them. European countries also. One side sword is coming to kill, bad bomb blast is going on. If you don't follow Muslim, Islam, this, that. Another side you see, no one is doing anything. Yoga is entering into the stream of day-to-day living. And through that yoga now I hear, yoga is not only the exercise, body exercise. In every yoga center now this type of talk is coming. It is something more than that. Then they are saying Ashtanga yoga. And then they are saying pranayama. And then they are saying some spiritual value. In many of the yoga centers, our sadhus are called to give talks. They are asking, what is yoga? See, this yoga is that yoga. How it is going on? Who is doing that? Anyone political force or any government source of money? What is doing? The glory of the Lord. Cosmic activities. Think of the glories of His. No, this harmony, this peace, silently penetrating into the psyche of the people. Parallel force is also there. There is political issues. There is selfish motivation. There is extension of the kingdom. All will be Islam. Whole world will be transformed into Islamic country or whatever their philosophy. But here Ramakrishna is not doing anything. But silently we see the impact. Harmony. It's a voice. Any sensible people, they are now talking about the harmony and peace and joy and all this. How to bring the world together. So, and there are also his names and hymns on it. Name, Ramakrishna name, or Rama name, or Christ name, or Buddha name. Name is there. You repeat name. And if not, hymns have been created. Ramakrishna hymns. So many hymns. Go to Rama's prayer. With Ram Nam we do. Ram Nam is what? Praise of Rama. You chant the hymn of Rama. Krishna. How many verses, how many compositions have been done in the name of Krishna? So absorb those hymns and names, the names and hymns on him. And what these hymns say? It's revealing his nature and excellences. Every hymn written for Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Shankara, all this, praising the glory, praising that there is the revealing the nature. What is Rama like? Shuddha Brahma Parat Para. Rama is Shuddha Parat Para. He is the transcendental, pure, absolute Brahman. Kalatmaka, and he has come into the time and space. Parameshwara is the Supreme Lord. That is the Rama. And he has become the king of Ajodhya. No? So, Rama not the king. We are not worshipping Rama as the king. This hymn is telling me, think Rama. He is the supreme Brahman. He is the Lord of creation, sustenance, maintenance. You read Krishna. Who is Krishna? Krishna is not Gopika. They are only the playmates of the gopis. But he is the Lord of the universe. He creates sustenance. See, and he is the Brahman. So, listening to the hymns and praises of this great incarnation, do spend your day and night like that. And then, singing and hearing about this, one should wonder about, move around whole day joyfully. How? About without any attachment and fear of criticism or ridicule. Don't think who tells what. Who else is a crazy guy, day and night talking about God, thinking of the glories of God. So don't listen to those things. Directly, the Bhagavat is saying, don't listen to this criticism. Rather, you get engaged, listening into the glory of God and His excellences. Read the hymns and praises. Repeat the mantra. Repeat the name. So that is the way to spend the life. Hearing the auspicious deeds which the disc holder Hari has performed in his various incarnations, it makes more sense. The God incarnates again and again. So God has done all these glorious activities. Think of that. And chanting His holy name, which are significant of the heroic achievements, let the devotees move about unattached to the worldly objects. Live in the world, don't think of the world at all. Live in joy and in your own dignity. Sure, okay.
Thank you, Swamiji.
The next 24 verse you will see what he says. Persons whose tongue never utter the names of the Lord, indicative of His attributes, whose minds have never kept remembrance of the holy law, and whose minds have never kept remembrance of the holy feet of the Lord, and whose heads have never been bowed down. So, that means do the opposite. Head bound down to God. Remember God all the moment. It's a positive, negative, this, that, so many ways. He's repeating the same idea. Because we will not do it. We will bring some argument. No, this is not this, this is this. So that's why they are so kind. Bhagavan is so kind, giving the advice in the Bhagavad in so many ways. Say, no, Baba, this is the path, this is the path, this is the thing to be done. Where the recital of the Lord's name and His glories, which is so potent in driving away all evil influences, is not heard, don't stay in that place. Where you don't hear the glories of the Lord, don't stay that place. Don't go that place. Then there are demons and demons of cruelty, fraud, and oppressions, etc. thrive. When there is no God, where there is no God and mammon cannot stay together. Where there is God, there is no mammon. There is a mammon, there is no God. So to drive away the mammon, what to do? Bring God. They are crazy people. What can be done? These people are crazy. They day and night are saying the same thing. Like our Hridayaram. Hridayaram used to tell Ramakrishna, why are you telling the same thing, Mama? Uncle, why do you say the same thing? Love God, meditate on God, do sing and dance in the name of God. Why are you telling the same thing? You should say something else. More people will come here.
Should perhaps we not feel compassion where the name of God is not chanted? Should we perhaps,
দুজন ভিউয়ার আছে এখনো
তবে আর কি আমার খুব আনন্দ দুজন আসছে ওরে বাবা কি কারণ
if we go to a place where the name of God is not chanted, okay, it's not good for me, but what about the people who are there and
no, it is not with hatred, but for your protection.
Yeah.
The attitude is the question. Why shall I not go? God is everywhere. That's not my point. I am not going because I will be affected. I am a weakling. My plant, spiritual plant, is just generated a little bit. I'm trying to grow. And if I go in bad influence, what happens? I'll die. My spirituality will die. Well, God bless them. Let them be. I am not hating anyone. This scripture, understand, this scripture is not telling to hate anyone. Scripture is saying for your protection, don't go there. Your bhakti, even, that is when Ramakrishna got the same advice from Bhairavi. That lady teacher, Brahmani, she said, Baba, my child, don't go to this sannyasi, the monk, Tota. He will teach Vedanta and your bhakti will be wiped out. No, because it is a different condition. It is that even not understanding, who will not understand Ramakrishna more than Bhairavi? But she also feels Ramakrishna's bhakti may be wiped out if he goes to listen to contradictory ideas and thoughts. So for us, for our protection, let us be big tree now. And then let we go to everywhere and mix, it will not be affected. Ramakrishna said when the plant turns to a big tree, and then you can tie an elephant. It will not be affected. But when it is a plant, you need its protection. So that time, don't go where your spiritual mood is destroyed. Don't mix with that people who takes the negative stand in life and destroys that potential, because it is harming. It's harming your feelings.
Swami, also when you read last night about Latu Maharaj, so many people happened that when they came to Sri Ramakrishna, a lot of their duties dropped away. So many happened to so